Well, happy Friday night. Welcome to another edition of Observations of an American Living in Germany. It's been a while since I put anything up, but one thing I noticed this week is that in our city, and even close to my neighborhood, there are now electric vehicle charging stations. Um, there's a couple of them where I think they take about 6 spaces and then make them into four. They have to let them be a little bit wider because of the charging cables and whatnot. And they have signs up there that apparently you can only park there when you charge it. So parking spaces are already in very short supply here. And now we have fewer parking spaces. They're reserved for electric vehicles only and only when you're charging. So that means people park there and they have to plug in their car, and then when it's charged, they have to come out and move it. Now that there's fewer parking spaces, I don't know where they're supposed to go. Um, but the other day I was out walking and I saw the Stadtpolizei, the city police in Wiesbaden, were issuing tickets to people who had electric cars. They were parked in the electric car spaces, but they weren't charging them. And they put the little blue ticket and folded it up on their windshield wiper blade. So apparently, did this really solve a problem? You're apparently they're trying to get more people to buy electric vehicles, but they're going to have reserved spaces for them, but you can only use it when you're charging, which I imagine takes a couple hours. So it's not like you can come home from work and park your car out there and leave it there all night. Um, I don't think I don't think they thought this thing through. I know in the United States they have problems with especially in California, with the power grid. People are buying electric vehicles and now they're telling them not to charge them at night. I don't know. The whole thing seems kind of strange. I'm not really sure exactly, you know, how many people here have electric vehicles. I know I'm seeing more of them. But if you don't have your own space, like here in our apartment complex, there are spaces reserved for electric vehicles, but you have to pay 130 euros a month to park underneath the building. And they do have some electric spaces down at the end, and those people can leave their car there all the time because they quote unquote own that space. They pay extra a month for that private space. But the ones I'm talking about are ones on public streets where they have them set up. And, I just don't think there's enough of them. And now, if you take 6 spaces and make it into 4 spaces, now you're taking away the number of spaces that are already in very short supply. Anyway, just something I've noticed. Hope everybody has a good evening. And by the way, the shirt says Army on it. I'm not in the Army. I haven't been in the Army in decades. But I was at the gym today and I can still fit into this thing. So that's pretty amazing in itself. Anyway, have a wonderful Friday evening.